Hey guys, ViscoseComb24 here, bringing you a real quick redstone video. Today I'm going to be showing you all this. It is my compacted, yet again, 9x9 vault door. As you can see, it all closes. When I go on over to the back side, you can see it looks the exact same as the front. When I go back on over to the front side and flick the lever again, you can see it also all opens. It's pretty slow on both the closing and opening, but that's because of the fold that I used here on the bottom. It required slower timings between the sides and the bottom, and the fold takes a while. I'll be explaining why that is. This thing is 17 blocks wide, 9 blocks deep, and 18 blocks tall. So it is 2 blocks shorter than the one showed in my previous 9x9 vault door video, at only 2,754 blocks in volume. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I don't think this is the smallest possible, but I'm still satisfied with these results. Now, as you probably already saw, I have another one in this world, and this was what I made right before I made that one. This is 17 blocks wide, 9 blocks deep, and 19 blocks tall, so it has a volume of 2,907 blocks. It's only 1 block shorter than the one I showed in my previous video, and also 1 block taller than that design. But the differences in wiring are huge, and the differences in logic as well. As you can see here, there's a lot of differences in how it looks, and also the folds are completely different. So I'm not going to be getting into the details in this video. If you want me to, I can in an explanation video. But in this one, I'm just going to be explaining some of the differences between the folds, because I think this demonstrates really well how differences in folds are when you're trying to shave even just a single layer off of the bottom of your door. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the explanation of the folds. So I'm going to be explaining the folded quintuple for the 2,907 block 9x9 vault door. I'm not going to be explaining everything about it, and I probably won't even be making an explanation video for this door, because a lot of what it does is also done in this door right there, my current smallest, and for me to explain both of them would be a lot of repetition. So I'm just going to be explaining how the logic of this folded quintuple here works, and that's just about it. So as you can see here, just like with a lot of my other folds, like the 7x7 vault door, I don't think I've actually shown every fold that uses this yet, but I've been using this quite a lot. It's the normal piston and sticky piston slider to simulate piston spitting. So first move is that pulses to push up that piston. Move in that, and this part is actually rather important. As with any extender that uses this torch method, I've been using that quite a lot, you actually have to have it extend up to the final piston, so the final piston is right next to the torch. Otherwise the torch will power too soon and mess up the extender. So you have to have that power, then that power. Then you can activate the retraction circuit, and finally just push in your redstone block. And it is the quintuple fully extended. For the retraction, obviously, first thing you have to remove the redstone block. I'm going to depower those, then depower this, and it gets to there. It does a partial triple piston retraction. Pull that out of the way, and then pulse this, and now you can just refire. This layout can look a little bit scary. It actually looked rather scary to me when I first tried taking it on, because, you know, so many pistons in one spot. But now that you've seen the logic, it can actually be spread out relatively nicely on both sides, and refires can be handled by hopper clocks, and, you know, those allow for really, really easy late pulses. So yeah, that is how the logic of this quintuple works. Now on to the quintuple in my current smallest, the 2,754 block one. Now, as you can see here, this uses a double piston extender to store the fold piston, and the reason for that is this piston right here can't be used for the storage, but it also can't be removed, as it has to be in this position, so that when you, there we are. When you do that, you can actually get in the full extension of your quintuple. So instead of putting the fold on this side, because that would have been very difficult to wire, I decided to just make a double piston extender storage. So the first thing that happens is, as always, we have our normal piston and sticky piston slider. Pulse that. Then activate the double piston extender storage. Pulse it again. Then just like in the other door, you have to power this before the torch, and then activate the retraction. And of course, power that. There we are. Now the quintuple has fully extended. For the retraction, as always, start off by getting the redstone block out of the way. Then depower this. It should do partial triple piston retraction just like over there, but This time it involves the slider. Now retract the double piston extender. Oop, there we are. And then just send in a refire. There we go. And that is how that works. This thing is somewhat different, but also somewhat similar to pretty much every other fold that I've made, where there's logic that requires refiring. This double piston extender did add in a little teensy bit of challenge, but in reality it was actually a bit easier to fit in than I thought it would be, as I was able to incorporate some of its retraction into this by just having it happen later. So that's how this whole thing works, and it's actually pretty small and not as complicated as it might initially look. So yeah, that is how the folds in both of these doors work. If you want a more in-depth explanation on the inner workings of this door, for example, how I got in the refires, as well as some of the sequencing between the sides and the bottom, I can make that if you want. Just let me know in the comments. I won't be making an explanation video on this door because I don't think it really needs an explanation video. A lot of the techniques that I used in this door are similar to the ones that I used in this one, and I improved upon them in this one. So this one would definitely be the more worthwhile explanation. So yeah, that's just what it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm ViscosComb24, and we'll see you next time.